talk about how they can be diagnosed when they get this endometriosis.
Right. See, when we spoke about it, how much when we just spoke about pain and then infertility part of it. See, these are the two main complaints with which a woman comes, especially in India. They only come to a doctor only when it is really affecting their thing. See, when we said it is an epidemic, it affects almost 10 to 15% of the women in these times. But if the woman of infertility is picked up, it is almost from 30% to 70% of women are having it because of endometriosis. So what do we do when they come? Is it just the pain and the infertility? No. If you start going back and retrospectively see that what is happening to them, they can just present like loose motion, they can just present like cyclical pain, they can just present like anything under the sun, any pain. But only significant thing what we see with them is that it is cyclical and it can come around the period's time, it is going to be painful. So initially, because the kid is a young kid, they'll be going to pediatrician, then to the general physician, then to the gastroenterologist, finally to the gynecologist. And at 14, 15 years, you won't be looking at any disease like that. So it usually takes around 9.8 years to almost 10 years to even detect that the child must be or a woman must be suffering from endometriosis. So this high degree of suspicion and clinical this thing is needed to detect that. So when we talk about all this pain, the second thing what we spoke is infertility. Right. So just after marriage or anything, it's when people come to me and say this sort of pain I have during periods, we ask a straightforward question: what is the sort of pain you are having? It is called dysmenorrhea. So does it come only on the first day and then go off on the second day, or is it something like Hyderabad roads where it is congested so much that 3-4 days before periods it continues throughout periods and 3-4 days afterwards? That is a deadly thing. Out of 30 days in a month, you are suffering for almost 10 to 15 days because the whole blood is completely congested there. So that is a sort of quality of life. It affects in pain when it comes to that. Then the woman gets married. Then what happens next? Like I said, the blood which is not going out, so it has to stay there, and then it starts getting adherent to each other. The organs gets fused into each other. So there's a lot of pain when they have intercourse. The family life is disrupted. The 15 days she's suffering with pain, and then her mood swings because of the pain and quality of life. So that itself is such a terrible ordeal for the woman that it ends up to a lot of interpersonal relationships and the marital disharmony too. So when we are looking at endometriosis, not just the symptoms, we look at the psychological aspect of it also. That is what is very, very important, because as a kid they'll have lack of school. They bunk the school because of the pain, and also they'll be literally backwards in the studies. They lag in their thing, their concentration, focus, because pain is taking such a huge time of their life that they would not be thinking of anything else as priority. So the priorities in their life and winning is something which goes their ambition, focus, everything goes down there.
So everything affects the quality of life. The pain is unbearable. Exactly.